Good evening, Professor Nolan, Nicole Lipsy, family, husband Edward,
How you doing?
son Ezekiel. Sorry for the two. Push it a little closer. Come a little closer. Sorry. Good evening, Professor Nolan. Good evening, family. Tonight I would like to talk about the benefits of healthy school lunches. I would like to talk about the purpose of healthy school lunches and the benefits of healthy school lunches. Mhm. I have three very important topics that I would like to talk about tonight. The first one being childhood obesity, the second one being the importance of school lunches, and the third being the benefits of proper food choices. According to the CDC, childhood obesity has now become an epidemic. To me, this is very concerning because there are over 23 million American students that are now obese or overweight. And this is very disconcerting as a parent. What does this mean? It means statistically that children between the ages of 6 and 11 and 9 and 18 have increased. There has been an increase from 7% to 18% between 6 and 11-year-olds and 5% to 21% between 12 and 19. These are huge numbers. This is a lot of young people that are obese or overweight. How can we fix this epidemic? What can we do to turn the tide for this epidemic? What things can we do as parents to help these children make better choices? Well, let's talk about risk factors before we get to how we can prevent and help. The risk factors for these young people are cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, joint problems, sleep apnea, social and psychological problems, and poor self-esteem. All of these play a part. All of these play a part in contributing to their obesity in some shape, form, or fashion. To me, this is very disconcerting. Again, I know I keep saying that, but as a parent, it is very disheartening for me. Long term, as adults, they're faced with not type 2 diabetes, but diabetes. They're faced with stroke. They're faced with osteoarthritis, and they're faced with various cancers. And that's huge. What can we do to prevent this? What can we do to change this? Well, what we can do is start by changing our lunch programs. Start now. It is something that we must do today, right now, because over 73% of these American students eat hot lunch in our school systems. That's a huge number. Those are a lot of children that we can impact by changing our food program and implementing healthier lifestyles for them and healthier habits. I think if we do this and we take away the negative aspects of it, that we can create healthier habits for these children. Study says that 11% of elementary students and 19% of middle school students and 23% of high school students have unhealthy lunches. We need to change this. This study was done in 2006 by the CDC. What can we do to change this? What we can do is limit the caloric intake of each of these students. How can we limit the caloric intake? Well, we can bring the students into this process, and we can ask the students, what is it that you'd like to see in your lunch program? What things or what choices or what options would you like to have in your lunch program? Well, out in San Francisco, there was a study done with some of the children there at the schools. And the study was the administrators asked the students what would they like to see change in their school lunch programs. Well, the administrators asked the students, and the students replied. They passed it back to the administrators, and the administrators passed it on to the lunch program. So the lunch program took and implemented those changes into their daily lunches. Now, it did not change the dollar amount, but it did change the selection of choices for the children, which meant that the kids make better choices. And it's really about healthy choices. That's what we're trying to do, is create healthy choices for the children. Yes? Yeah. So I can remember having these choices as a child, and I made better choices when I had options that I preferred. And so I think by giving them those options, those children in San Francisco made excellent choices. What kind of choices did they have? They had the choice of having a variety of beans, a variety of fruits, low fat pudding, low fat yogurt. They had the option of having fruit and dips. These things are all things that are kid friendly, and kids like to have those in their lunches. So these are the choices that were offered to them. What are the benefits of these choices? Well, the benefits of these choices is that the children improved their behavior in their classrooms. Their attention spans were better. They responded after lunch. They were not lethargic anymore. They were able to comprehend. They were able to participate. They had more self-esteem. They felt good about themselves. And this is what it's really about. It's really about teaching the kids to have better choices so that they feel good about themselves throughout the rest of their day. And what else did it do for it? It increased their consumption of their vital nutrients, which they may miss out on when they get home, because sometimes this may be the only meal that these children have all day as a healthy school lunch. So by us providing these excellent lunches for our students, we've now taught them better habits, and we've equipped them with the ability to make better choices. And that's what it's really about, equipping them with better choices. Long term, we've taught them how to prevent having the long-term effects of cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol, which is very important. And those are the things that we like to teach them for lifelong habits. In closing, I would like to say, as a parent, I've always taught my children to make better choices, whether it's with their lunches, whether it's with their academics, whether it's just with their life choices, whether it's to choose to walk with God or not to walk with God, but our choice is to walk with God. What I'm trying to say here is that giving options makes better young people. And with better young people comes a better future. If we create those options for better lunches and better choices now, we not only impact them with better habits, but we teach them life lessons. We give them something concrete to hold on to for the rest of their lives. I think this is something that we have to do, that we must do, that we need to do now. We need to make this change because it spills over into everything that these young people will do for the rest of their lives. Thank you.
Come on. Amen.